Okay.
Alright, so we did oil spills, and our sponsor is by Bill Gates, and it's by us.
Okay, so this is my section, and oil spills are being caused by countries around the world dumping oils into our oceans when we have a war. And then another one is the bursting occurs in a boat when the boat hits rocks in the ocean and has extra water pressure against the tanks that carry the oil. Yeah. Okay. Picture spin.
Okay, so how we're going to address the problem is we're going to build a machine that goes underwater, and it's going to be tethered to poles that are already there so it doesn't drift off. And it'll be made out of steel that's really thick. And it'll, so like it doesn't burst around, and it'll be probably about 10 feet, right? Yeah, okay. And it's also not going to have oxygen, it's going to have nitrogen. So like it won't help because fires start with oxygen, so it won't like catch on fire or anything if it gets too hot. It's also going to have a turbine system instead of it having an engine, so it can use like the tides to move. So yeah.
Okay. What people are doing today is they're making laws to prevent oil spills, but they don't always work because people don't want to always follow the laws. And all tankers will be required to have double hulls. I don't know what that means. I just Technology is also helping. Safety programs are being developed, like inspections and that thing right there. Require tankers and operators to stay and come balance with a number of regulations.
So
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah. Because Jasmine wasn't here to do hers, so that's it.
Ooh, Jasmine.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hopefully we'll say a little bit what they're doing, but,
Anybody have questions? Where's the microphone thingy? Where's the microphone thingy?
Thingy. Right there.
Gracias.
You're not Mexican.
I like Nathan better.
I'm just kidding.
Alright. So, what inspired you? What inspired you to do this idea?
Okay, well, first, it was the first thing that came into my mind. And second, I like animals, and when animals are dying because of oil spills, I don't like it.
Especially if it's from us, like if we're the ones that are causing it.
And it also aggravates me when people complain about our earth getting more polluted, and we're the ones doing it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dakota. Ask a question.
How much money would y'all need?
It depends on how many people we can get to help us build our equipment. Ray has a question. Can you give her the mic? Thank you.
Who exactly were you guys presenting to?
Bill Gates.
Build.
Okay.
That's what we said at the beginning.
hang on, are there really no more questions?
I didn't really get a hear. That was up there.
Alright, so then maybe I should clarify a question here.
Wait, what was y'all's solution?
We're going to build a machine that goes underwater that carries oil instead of boats, that has thick metal so it won't burst open, and it has nitrogen instead of oxygen. So it, like, if there were to bump into something, there wouldn't be a fire if it's too hot, because fires need oxygen, and it won't do anything if there's nitrogen instead of oxygen.
So the oil's like float up there?
No, it would be in the box.
No, like with the oil in the water, like
It's at the
near
top
the
because,
top?
yes. No, like the machine or like oil if it were to
oil.
explode. Oil and water don't mix, so it just floats.
Floats, yeah.
Hannah has a question.
Nathan, you have the mic, so.
What would you do with the oil that's already in the water?
We'd probably just use it again. Find a way
And
to
there's
use
a
it
machine
again.
that already floats on the water that collects oil because oil and water don't mix, so it just floats on water.
Why did you pick Bill Gates to be your person?
Because he either is or used to be the richest guy in the world, so he has a lot of money, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind giving some. I mean, he's going to get that money back anyway.
Somebody behind
He's my dad.
Okay, so you said you don't want to hurt animals, but will this machine hurt the animals like in the process of letting it out there?
No,
Nope.
because it'll be deep underwater, and the only animals that will be that deep are fish, and they'll be scared of it, so
Squid.
they won't. Yeah, like the animals that would be around it would be too scared to go away.
Squidward.
Oh, answer the next question.
Can the tank or whatever it is in the oil like scratch against rocks or something and put like holes in it and the oil will leak out?
No, because the metal that it'll use will be steel, and it'll be about like 2 inches thick. So if it were to hit like a rock, like it wouldn't do anything to the metal. It might scratch it up, but I mean 2 inches is quite a lot to be really thick. So.
Cat, I'm going to answer the next question. I want your question. I want your question.
How big will like the tank altogether be?
About the tank.
Exactly. I said it would be about like 10
About the
feet.
tank, I don't know.
10 feet?
Yeah.
So do you think that would carry all the oil?
Not a. I mean, it would go back and forth, so it can carry some.
Where will you put the oil after?
We'd reuse it and reuse it.
Like it's literally transferring oil because what oil spills occur by mostly by ships, they explode, or like not explode, but they like leak oil because ships are the ones carrying oil back from other countries like to and from. So that's what the machine would do.
So what if your plan doesn't work? What, like, do you have a plan B?
Well, I mean, we had ideas, but like if our plan didn't work for the first one, we'd build a different machine with different types of like equipment to make it better.
But I'm pretty sure our idea would work because I mean, why wouldn't it? There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
it
it's a
would work.
question.
Okay.
Perfect
So,
answers.
question
Why
my
wouldn't
question.
it?
No, I just
Hey.
because you make it relax.
Dakota, ask your question.
Why would you have the tank deep in the water?
Because there's already a machine that gets oil now, and if the machine's on top of the water, then it's gonna be like, okay. So like the oil's already on top of the water, and if we have a machine on top of the water, then the machine's gonna go through the oil and spread the oil more throughout the water.
Plus, that's where poles are in the ocean, so it could just be tethered down there.
I'm cool, well, I have a question.
Should I answer your question?
Nathan?
Okay.
Okay, so what oil is the machine supposed to be collecting if it's under the water? And
It's
the
not
oil
collecting
floats on
anything.
top
It's
of it?
it's just transferring oil. Whatever oil other countries need, we can just send. Like, oh, here's your oil. Like, it'll come soon.
So, like, is your solution supposed to be to solve oil spills? Or
Yeah, because if it's
to-
going through a machine or machines, if we were to build a live, then it wouldn't have to be on ships, which would leak oil. They would go through the really thick machine that would keep it from leaking oil.
Okay, I have another one.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're doing this to solve oil spills and it breaks in the water,
We would make it thicker and probably bigger, so bigger and thicker, so it could hold more nitrogen, so it could help it float instead of it like breaking holes in the sink.
Of course.
What could the machine run off?
What do you mean? Like what? How would it move?
Yeah, like,
Turbine systems. The way that tides work, it would be pushed by it. Yeah.
Like, if you guys are going to get it to navigate by like the waves and currents, don't you guys think that it could like fall down to the bottom of the ocean, just get
It
stuck
will
down
be
there?
tethered on poles that are already in the ocean, so it wouldn't run off. Like it wouldn't go in other directions we don't want it to go. And if it were to sink, we would add more barriers with full of nitrogen and help it float.
so is this like going to be buried underneath the ocean floor?
No, it'll just be in the ocean.
So how will you be able to know where it's at?
could put a tracker on it. To make those.
GPS stuff.
If it gets to like Antarctica or the North Pole,
If
where
one
it's
is-
kind of
We wouldn't, like, there's not really realistic people, or there's not really things, why would we have to travel oil to Antarctica or the North Pole?
Well, no, I'm not like, if it,
She's saying what if an oil spill happens?
like there's a storm and it kind of like crashes in the ocean.
Okay, if that, then we could probably A, find a device, B, program it so it will know where it's going, or C, just build another one.
Okay, I got the questions. We've got to move along this. So let's ask questions that the whole group can answer. We're not just focusing on Cat's machine. Okay, yes. You can ask a question. I just want to focus all of our questions on the what ifs of the hypothetical machines. Talk about some other aspects of their.
How deep will you want?
I'm not trying to create what ifs, like, if it like breaks, if it like breaks down or something, it looks like the oil spill is going to create an oil spill.
How would it create an oil spill if we already have it
2 inches is
protected
that thick
from?
of metal, which is that thick of metal, so it will take quite a bit of force to break metal that's that thick.
Well, ask me what's the, okay. I mean, I can answer your question. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I can argue all day long. It depends on how deep the machine has to go to the ocean.
Oh, well,
Or how
Okay, so
far-
like
how
if
far
an
it has to
ocean's
go.
like, because they go different amounts deep, we would have to figure out how deep the parts of the ocean is
yeah.
to depend on how far it goes.
Let's end on this question.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, but I don't really understand how transporting the oil is supposed to solve the oil spill.
The oil spills are occurring because ships that carry the oil across the countries are exploding
Or leaking.
and
because
leaking
they're
the
running
oil
out
out
of
into the
objects.
water. So if you have machines that carry oil without leaking, then there's no more oil
Spills.
spills.
Okay, fine. So, like, are you just gonna place, like one in every, like, what specific place are you gonna place it in?
Okay. To
Because,
answer
like,
most of these questions.
oil
No, wait,
travels.
hold on. It does travel.
It does travel.
Just put in
Yeah.
like all 5 oceans, but like one.
Yeah, but it also ships.
Guys, focus.
Okay, can I
But
answer
one
like the
in-
majority of these
yeah.
questions? All these what if questions are if we get a sponsor. We're not going to study like, oh, this is how deep the ocean is, so this is how much, like, how deep we're going to put it in. Like, we're not going to study the masses of different things, so we need this much nitrogen to keep it so it doesn't sink and all that stuff, because if we don't have a sponsor, why should we know all this information?
He's got a point. All right, so I'm gonna end here. Y'all finish what? But here's the deal. Sorry.
And you bended
A
it.
couple things.
No, you didn't.
Good questions. You're asking questions. You're focusing on one thing a little too much. But
Click the red
good
button.
questions overall. Until the very end, when everyone decided they had to start wrong. I don't know what that was all about.
Click the red button.
Okay. But that was pretty good.
Click this button.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well done.
Okay, click this button.